And welcome to, we've got a slide up here that shouldn't be up here. That's a good start to the week. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last view from the top of the year of 2022. And what a year it's been. It's been an exciting year. We've had all sorts of interesting shows. Lots been going on in global mobility. People are coming in from all over the world. I see Diane Claridge is there. Tahir is there. Jordan's backstage with us. Ray's coming all the way from Vancouver. Emily from France. We've got people coming in from all over. Nicola, always good to see you, from Snowdon, Germany. From Pittsburgh, I'm not sure who that is. People are coming in all over the place, which is just great. It was Karen, I think, coming from Pittsburgh Airport. Pat Jurgens, who's not with us today, but always good to see you, Pat. Chavez. So we are talking today about the big reveal. It's so exciting. We are talking about who are the top 100 innovators in the global mobility industry as voted by you. So this is really the culmination of the year, because I think innovation is so important. We've been through such a difficult couple of years. I think really it's only the innovators who really are going to take this industry forward. So there's a lot to talk about, but you know how it works, everybody. Join the conversation, write in the comments box, and let us know your views, your thoughts. I saw somebody said, happy birthday, Nicole Millman up there. So just, I think it was Maurizio who said that. So many congrats to you, Nicole, for that. One of our regular viewers and indeed one of our previous guests on the show. So this show has been put together with help from people all over the world, and in particular with help from our partners. And I just want to say a big thank you to all our partners, to Deel, to ECA, to Airinc, to Fragomen, to Rocket Mortgage, to Weichert, to Airinc. I think I've mentioned it all, but it's scrolling along the bottom there too. So many thanks to everybody who's helped us with this. Now, one of the things about this show is that not only do we have a lot of fun, well, hopefully you will have a lot of fun. I certainly have a lot of fun making it, but you can get your CPE credits. So if you want your CPE credits from ERC or from HRCI or from SHRM, then here they are. I'll let them go up there. Those are the ones from ERC. Many thanks to our good friends at ERC, to Lynn Shotwell and the team for giving us those credits. And of course, for our friends at Rocket Mortgage for helping us with the HRCI and the SHRM credits. They're up there. I'll leave them up there for a moment. Feel free to take a screenshot or to get your camera out and take a little photo, or just to jot down the numbers, and you've got your codes there if you need CPE credits. This, as I said, is our last show of 2022. I just can't believe where the time has gone. We are back in January 2023, not until the 11th of January, the way that the weeks are working. We're having a bit of a break. So we will be back on the 11th of January, and we're going to be talking about global mobility, a new model for a new year. And I'm delighted to say we're going to have Russ Haney and Beth Nielsen on the show, as well as Siobhan Cummins as a change maker on the show. So they will be with us on the January the 11th, 2023. Meanwhile, what's been happening in breaking news? Well, each week we like to share the breaking news, what's been going on in our industry. So without further ado, let's have a look. What's been going on in the wonderful world of global mobility in the last 7 days? So congratulations to everyone who's been promoted, everyone who's got a new job, other career developments. Many congratulations to all of you. But I know what you want. You want to find out who has made the top 100 list, don't you? So we'd better get on and start showing you. Now, we can't do this without the wonderful help from our partners. And as I said, we've got partners from some of the best companies in the industry, and we're so honored to have them as our partners. And we've got representatives of all of them with us today. So without further ado, let's bring on our partner organizations and our partner experts for today's wonderful show. So please, everybody, you know how it works. Hit the heart button, hit the like button, hit the applause button, and let's give a really big welcome to all our wonderful partners. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's such an exciting show. Now, some of you are regulars on the show, and Julia sitting there center stage. Of course, we see you every week. Some are newcomers to the show. So for those of you who haven't been on the show, let's start with you. Susan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm with Weichert Workforce Mobility, been in the industry about 25 or so years. I stopped counting about that time, but I'm currently running our Northeast New Jersey regional office in account management and operations for our wonderful portfolio of clients on the East Coast. So thanks for having me.
It's great to see you, and Weichert, wonderful organization, great friends of the show. Jordan, tell us a bit about yourself.
Thanks, Brian. Happy to be here. My name's Jordan Blue. I work for Airinc. I run our product team, and we work really closely with clients to make sure that we're building the right solutions for them. I sit in San Francisco, been with Airinc for about 5 years. Really happy to be here today.
Cool. And Joe, we had some of your colleagues on the show just the other week, but tell us about yourself, Joe.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Joe Dudek. I'm a senior account manager. My responsibility is I manage all of our partners we have in the southeast part of the country in the States. So it's really excited to be here. I've been with Rocket Mortgage for over 18 and a half years, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, and that's where we're headquartered, and really excited to see what the results are.
Cool. Okay. And then some of you who've been on the show before. Emma, you've been on the show a little while ago. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I have, Brian, that's true. But I have to say this one with the Innovators is probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most, just because of so much transformation in our industry at the moment. Yes. So hello, everyone. My name is Emma, and I am the commercial director for the EMEA region at ECA. So I'm responsible for all of our activities, whether account management or new business or kind of consultancy as well.
And Matthew, you're sitting there. You're looking very formal. You've been in business meetings today, and tell us about yourself and your role. I think you're on mute, Matthew. Oh no, we're having a sound problem with Matthew. Whilst we sort that out, Steve, tell us a bit about yourself. I can see from the hat that you're with Deel.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, Steve Hoffman here. I'm on the strategic partnerships team here with Deel, sitting out of the Boston area where it's very, very cold today. If you're not familiar with Deel, we are the fastest growing software company in history. We have a global hiring platform that allows people to hire anybody in the world, and we also do global payroll. So.
Okay, and Matthew, we'll just see whether we can. I think you're muted, Matthew. Okay, let's just see again whether we can get.
Yeah, can you hear me now, Brian?
We can hear you perfectly. We have the technology. Yeah.
Sorry, I worked earlier. Hello, everyone. Matthew Pascual. I'm a tax partner, one of the national leaders for BDO's expatriate tax practice in the U.S. About 25 years in the industry and gotten to work with hopefully several of the innovators that we're going to hear about today. Really looking forward to this list and this reveal. So thank you, Brian, for having us.
Okay, well, let's get straight into it. Julia, I haven't introduced you, but you need no introduction. Everybody knows you, Julia. Well, actually, Julia, if you'd like to say a few words, please do.
Oh, no, I'm just really excited. I mean, it's really thrilling to see so many people nominated. And, I think it's fantastic to have a prior innovation. Really, it says so much, doesn't it?
Okay, well, let's get cracking. We've got 100 names to show today because there are, not unsurprisingly, 100 people in the top 100. I worked that one out myself. We've got a lot of names to get through. Now, to make it a bit more fun, in the past, we've released the names in alphabetical order. This time, we're not releasing them in alphabetical order. We're releasing the names in random order. So please watch the show. And if your name doesn't come up in the top 25, in the first 25, don't feel that you've missed your chance because your name begins with A. We're going completely random in the order. So we'll have a bit of a discussion afterwards, but here we go. We're going to show the first 25, as I said, randomized, no particular order, the first 25 of our top 100. So as these names come up on screen, everybody, if you see a name of someone that you know, someone you admire, someone maybe someone you've worked with, a client, someone you like, then please hit the heart button, hit the like button, hit the applause button, and give them a shout out and say congratulations, because everybody who has been an innovator has done something impressive. And one thing I should say actually is we had hundreds of nominations throughout the industry. Only 100 can be in the top 100, but anybody who was nominated is a hero. Whether you make the final 100 or not, anybody who was nominated is a real hero. So let's go forward and let's see who the first 25 are. So that's our first 25. So as Willis says there, congratulations to all the innovators. Rob says the same. Congrats, Deanna. Congratulations to everybody. And saw loads of names there. I mean, were there names that stood out for you, any of you, the people you work with or colleagues that you want to give a shout out to?
So many, Brian, right? I mean, we saw Kerwin up there, of course, someone who is always innovating in our industry. We saw Sarah Beck, Sandy from Salesforce, who was a particular inspiration for me to innovate in the area of sustainability. A lot of great names on there.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. And it's just so nice to see that. I mean, it was interesting about gender balance. If I could maybe ask the audience and I'll ask you guys, what sort of percentage, what do you think the gender balance is with our top innovators? Anybody want to take a guess? Okay. And out in the audience, have you got any thoughts as to what the gender balance might be between the list?
Maybe 50-50?
50-50, yeah. I mean, maybe. I'll tell you what, we can actually show you. So let's pull that up on screen now. It was actually 72% female are the top innovators, 28% male, which I think is incredibly awesome. So congratulations. We can also talk about the countries these are, of course, the whole top 100. We've only seen 25 of them ourselves now. But what about the countries that they come from? Where do you think our innovators might come from? Well, here we go. We've got 45% come from the USA. Interesting map there. You can see all the little pins where they come from. 4 from Canada, 16 from Europe, 27 from the UK, 1 from the UAE, and a further 7 from APAC. So that's the geographic split of where our top 100 innovators are. So I see Nicholas saying congratulations there to who do you say, to Sebastian Klaus, to Ko Nguema, and to Yuki Watanabe. Congratulations to all those, and indeed congratulations to everybody that's been on the list. So let me ask a question. We're talking about innovators, and maybe I'll start with you, Susan. What do you think makes an innovator? What is a top innovator in your book?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different definitions of what innovators are. I think in conversations earlier, really understanding that persistence is probably one of the biggest drivers behind innovation. That desire to want to have more, have better solutions, create solutions, find those solutions, and really not being okay with, well, this is how we've always done it. Maybe there's a new path, maybe there's a different way to do it, and looking for that strategically, working with your partners, your clients, wherever it comes from. I think you're always questioning and asking questions, listening to those answers, processing, and finding solutions with your teammates.
Okay, and Emma, I mean, from your perspective, top innovator, could you know one when you see one?
I must admit, when I saw the poll that you put out a couple of days ago, Brian, and I immediately went to vote for the I think it was thinking outside the box was one of the options. And that was because I'm myself not super creative. So I thought that is it. That is what distinguishes an innovator. But then hearing what Susan was just saying and hearing what some of the comments as well, I'm kind of changing my mind and thinking that perseverance, that commitment to continuous improvement is probably a sign of a real innovator, not just being satisfied with one idea, but improving it over and over again.
Well, what I'll do, I'll repeat that poll. I'll put it up here. And if I could ask the audience to give their comments, I'll be showing the video as well. So maybe some of you are going to be multitasking. But I'll be asking the question, is this, what makes a top innovator? And the choices you've got are thinking outside the box, commercial acumen, having leadership skills or charisma, or lastly, just showing persistence and commitment. Now, I know full well that the easy answer is you've got to have all of those 4 to be a top innovator. But the question is not really that you need all of them. It's which is the key one. Which of those 4 is the most important thing that makes one person an innovator and somebody else perhaps not an innovator? What is the key thing that they must have? And is it A, the ability to think outside the box, B, their commercial acumen, C, leadership and charisma, or D, persistence and commitment? We'll go back to that in a moment. So I'll just leave that up there for a second whilst you have a think. And in the audience, please let us know your views. Meanwhile, how about we show the next 25? Everybody up for that? Okay, so we're now going to show the next 25 of our top 100. So have a think about the question, everybody in the audience, but also, I know it's going to be difficult, watch the video. And I do apologize. I know it goes through incredibly fast, so you've really got to be multitasking. But here we go. Here are our second 25. That didn't work. Try that one again. So again, lots of familiar names there. I see Dawn going, yay, Kate, and Caroline Volosek, well done. Matthew, what are you feeling? You're seeing this list there. You're seeing lots of names you know?
Yeah. So far, so good. Yeah, I've worked with several of them over the years. It's what's interesting to me. There's some commonalities we're seeing already with some of these folks. The sustainability initiatives, the policies. I think the other one I wrote down was technology. When you think innovation, so there seems to be some connection to some of them. But I love the fact that there's so many industry companies here, just across the board. So I think that's great. So it's not really focused on one industry or one area. So great to see.
Yeah, we talked about what makes a top innovator earlier, and we had that poll, and the choices were, if you remember, thinking outside the box, commercial acumen, leadership, and persistence. Steve, where are you in this? What would you say makes a top innovator?
Well, looking at that list was different than what I was thinking. Initially, and I still believe this, thinking outside the box, having the vision to see an industry that needs disruption. For me, that's an innovator. But in seeing that list, I thought it was very interesting, which corresponds with what Matthew was just saying, that a lot of it was diversity, equity, and inclusion. It was policy design. It's not all tech driven. Sometimes I get kind of laser focused working for the company that is tech driven, my company, and it was interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting when I did the poll. I just want to share some of this because I thought it was quite interesting. 41% of people said thinking outside the box. Only 4% said commercial acumen. 27% said leadership. And 28% said persistence. So clearly, if you ask the audience just generically, the first answer is thinking outside the box. But I did see some very interesting comments in there, and I'll just pick on a couple. These were from LinkedIn earlier. But Tom Trainer said, I'll just put that up here, thinking different, having a great idea is nothing if you don't execute. And then Rob Zeitz, and I know, Rob, you're in the audience, and I actually saw you made a similar comment just now, but on LinkedIn you wrote this: perseverance is what separates the innovators. Even the best ideas will have flaws that need to be worked on, but getting things done takes real effort. And then you followed that up on LinkedIn. You said, ultimately, innovators need to be patient with their innovation and impatient with the status quo. And I thought that was actually quite deep. So hats off to you, Rob, for that one. That it's not just about thinking outside the box. In a way, anybody can do that. Well, maybe not anybody, but what separates the people who can think outside the box from everybody who actually gets stuff done is that ability to actually get stuff done. It's the perseverance, it's the commitment. And Julia, what are your views on all this?
I think it's also about being a really good listener, because I was saying earlier that I was privileged to go to a talk for a very, very senior person from Amazon who was gave a talk in Dubai about how, you know, a lot of the innovation came from the ideas of you know, people who are working at, you know, all levels in the company, and that the best ideas are often from people who are doing some of the simplest tasks in the organization. And it's that, you know, willingness to listen, to really learn, and to really work as part of a holistic team, and to sort of gather all of that information. I think that those are the best innovators, rather than, you know, maybe you might have a brilliant idea, but you don't really test it out with everybody, or the ideas that really come from, you know, team discussion, team spirit. I think that's really, really powerful.
Yeah, and Joe, from your point of view, I mean, we're going to come on to the third part of the list in a moment. But Joe, from your point of view, what are you seeing there? What's driving you in terms of what makes a top innovator?
I agree with the majority of thinking outside the box. You know, I think internally we have a saying that innovation's rewarded, but execution's worshipped. And I think that's where really the truly passionate people, and we've seen a lot of passionate people within the lists so far that we've seen, and that's what they bring day to day. And it's that drive that they have that will continuously keep them to be innovative with their program and be open to listening to providers and find better ways for ultimately a great transfer experience.
Okay, I should say to everybody that obviously we've shown you 50 of the 100. We've got another 50 to go. When we finish that, what we're then going to do is we're going to show you the website, and we're going to show you how it all works together, and how, if you are a nominee, how you can take your nomination and use it to put onto LinkedIn. How, if there's somebody you want to congratulate, you can go onto their page and congratulate them. So we've made the whole thing quite innovative and cool, I'd like to think. And also there's articles and thought leadership by all our wonderful partner organizations are there too. So we've got a lot of stuff to show you as we go through that list. I mean, one of the things that came up, and we'll go into this in a bit moment, I think, Jordan, you raised the point, is that people have been innovating in all sorts of different areas. It's not just innovation in tech, which I suppose, Steve, I think you referred to that too as being, if you like, almost the first area you think of for innovation, but all sorts of other areas. And we actually split it down, and I'll try and pull up that graphic now if we may, Tally. So here we have it, our top 100 innovators. What did they innovate in? Well, we've tried to split it down into categories, and roughly speaking, 22% of them were new policy work, 18% were tech transformation, 13% were DE&I, creative, what we call creative global mobility thinking, 23%, focus on employee experience was 13%, innovative leadership skills was 7%, and then maybe slightly disappointingly at only 4%, but nonetheless, at least it made the list, green mobility. So innovation can come in a whole range of different areas, which is, I think, quite interesting fact. And it may be that's going to change over time. I don't know, Susan, from your point of view, do you think we're going to see a shift in terms of innovation if we did this list in, say, another year's time or 2 years' time, whether you get more people from a different category?
I do. I think that, we're all dealing with different talent situations. The great re-engagement, we're dealing with people looking at their careers, revisiting their careers and their paths. And I think that it's not really as simple as we think it is. I think the evolution is going to continue as we see this employee-employer contract, if you will, sort of shifting. It's gone one direction. I think it might come back the other direction. And I think that's going to impact all of us from a talent perspective. And whether we have the mobility to support that, to engage them, to really get them involved in the organization with, intentional desires for these individuals, it's going to change the way we innovate to keep them.
Okay, and Julia, any comments on that? You're mute, I'm afraid.
No, I think. Oh no, I did know that. I think that that's really very, very, very pertinent. I also think you need to be brave and not frightened of failing. And I think in the current climate where costs are such an issue, that's actually quite negative to being innovative, because often really innovative ideas don't fly completely the first time round, and you need to expend a bit of cost, and then you get them, really good. And often I think companies now, because they're cutting costs, they're actually frowning upon things that would be nice to have, but maybe are a little bit, expensive, and there might not be a budget. So you've got to, you've really got to be brave to actually push something if it's going to cost a little bit of money, but ultimately you've got to have quite a lot of faith in yourself to get it through.
I think that's a great point. Bravery is, we didn't have that on the list, but I mean, bravery is a great point. And as Christina said, they're not being afraid of failure. So shall we have a look at the next 25, everybody? All up for it? Okay. So I think I might have mentioned this before once or twice, but you know what to do. Hit the heart button, hit the like button, hit the applause button, and let's really congratulate and show the love to our third batch of 25. And remember, they are in no particular order whatsoever. So let's have a look at who our third batch of our top 25 are. So there we have it. That's our next 25. That's 75 down. And congratulations to everybody. Tessa Boone, I see lots of people shout outs there. God, Tessa, we've got to get you on the show. You're getting so many shout outs there. Give us a shout. I saw Vinny and Deb and Karen Hale. So loads of great people on that list, and indeed loads of great people who sadly didn't make the list as well, because we shouldn't forget that everybody who's nominated is a complete hero, whether they made the top 100 or not. But a question I've got actually for my panelists, and maybe I'll start this one with you, Matthew, is where have you seen the greatest innovations in the last 5 years in mobility programs? Where have you seen the biggest innovations?
Oh, that's a big question, Brian. I mean, recently we've been working with a lot of clients around policies, and in policies we hit a pandemic. We needed to all of a sudden adjust to the employee-employer relationship. I think Sue mentioned that earlier. Needing new policies around remote work. So I think that's been a big one. Obviously, the war in Ukraine, getting people out of the countries over there. I've seen a lot of innovation around that. And then, of course, technology. I mean, technology just continues to be a focus in the industry. That's not going away. So to me, those are kind of the big ones right now. But I think really for me, a lot of my day-to-day has been around the whole, working with a new world. Cost containment too. I got to shout out Julie on that one, because when she said that earlier, it really resonated, because I think that is a challenge for us as we go forward with how we get these great ideas through.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it there. I mean, we actually did a LinkedIn poll as well, and we gave them choices: use of technology, green mobility, DE&I, policy design. And I know, a bit like I think you were saying earlier, Steve, I'm also biased towards technology, and I suppose in some ways, I look at it and I think, well, I'm involved obviously with Benevo and also with Alta Vita, and I can see a lot of really cool technology, which is amazing, and that is growing and growing fast, and some really cool stuff being done. There's a lot of cool stuff being done in other areas as well. I mean, there's, people are doing cool stuff in D&I and green mobility, and I'm just delighted that some of the people who have been, who people have spoken about on this list, who've been nominated, and their companies are doing some pretty cool stuff. I mean, Steve, what are you seeing in terms of innovation in global mobility programs in one way? I mean, obviously, employer of record itself is a huge innovation that we've seen in the last few years.
Well, it's just interesting when you look across. If you go to LinkedIn search, you type in global mobility, and the corporate in-house mobility folks, a lot of them now have global mobility and remote work. And so there's a shift there, and just by that very nature, mobility professionals are having to be innovative in the very way that they manage their global workforce, knowing that they have a lot of the skill set that's necessary to manage remote workers in other countries. So that is interesting. And then, of course, yes, I want to echo Matt and Brian, what you said earlier. I guess what I said earlier too, technology is, you look at it and you think about the activities that we do to get certain tasks done. And if they're repetitive, technology has the ability to automate things. So anything that can be automated and it makes sense to be automated should be automated. And that just speeds everything up.
Yeah. And Emma, from your point of view, we've talked about technology, but are there other areas that you're seeing some pretty cool innovations happening in?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you asked before what has changed over the last 5 years, and it's more what hasn't changed. It feels like our industry has been turned upside down and everyone really has been forced into thinking differently. One area I personally feel particularly passionate about, and I know that many of the clients we work with at ECA also feel the same way, is that of mental well-being. So championing mental well-being has become really more of a priority, and just recognizing the fact that some location of assignment in particular could put a greater strain on mental well-being. And in some cases, you have employees living with constant anxiety, and just having well-being champions out there who can be used as someone to go to is really quite important.
Yeah, and I think you're talking about mentoring and having coaches of people.
Yes, that's very true. Sorry, there's another one that we mentioned earlier on when we were prepping together. That was, some of our clients have put together an idea for having role models. So that was particularly useful for those looking at executing something to do with diversity and inclusion. So lots of ideas out there, but when it comes to actually make your employees feel that they will be accepted, that they will be successful, regardless of their background or beliefs or preferences, having role models who tell their own stories and show that it can be done, that it is possible, that it can be a great experience. Like I said, whatever the background, is really quite powerful.
Okay, and Joe, from your point of view, what do you think you're seeing, or have you seen, and indeed will you see, in terms of the different types of innovation?
Yeah, I think technology, we're going to still be talking about the innovations moving forward for years and years to come. And I think that's so exciting to see. But more recently, from a policy standpoint, actually, we just saw Vinny from UPS earlier today. In the mortgage world, domestically, raising interest rates is very big effect on transferees moving, on their affordability. And it's a very big challenge of what's going on. And I think, Vinny and team was probably one of the leaders early on this year when rates were starting to rise very slightly, just to be able to get in front of their policy and look in to find out what kind of mortgage options are available for mortgage assistance options, whether it's people remember MIDAs and sliding scales and all subsidies, all that good stuff. But in addition to that, I think it's going to be your process, constantly innovating your process. And Steve kind of hit on it earlier about AI or technology, but I think automation, and Chris Chalk, who was on there earlier, I've had many conversations with him about being innovative in his process, tweaking it up in automation. I think that's going to be the direction to where we're going to go too.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to show the last of our 25, the last of 25 of the 100. So we'll have that. Then after that, in fact, we're going to bring Tally on, and Tally is going to show us the website and where you can actually go and congratulate people. So please audience, don't go after you've seen the 25, because we've got a lot of goodies to come. As I said, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing you how this all picks into the website, how you can congratulate people, how you can take your banner, put it onto your website. And then after that, we're actually going to show at lightning speed all 100. So in case you missed it, and I do realize that, going through these names, it's quite a challenge to see the name and read it. And, you've seen some, but we're going to be showing you all 100 later on. So anyway, without further ado, let's see who our fourth lot of the top 100 are. So again, I've said it 1,000 times, hit the heart button, hit the like button, hit the applause button, and let's give real big virtual shout outs right in the comments box, anything you want, to find out who are in our fourth cohort of the top 25. And as I've said before, it's in no particular order. Fabulous. Tally, good to see. So Tally, tell us all about how this is put together and the website and what people can do now. So tell us a little bit.
Okay. So this is the website. And can you see it?
It should be on screen. It's on screen now.
Perfect. Okay, wonderful. So this is a website for the Global Mobility Top 100 Innovators. And the first thing, before we go into the innovators themselves.
Let's scroll down, Tally. Show them all the names. Let's quickly scroll down.
Yeah, okay, all the names.
Everybody's there. All the top 100 are there.
By the way, Rebecca just told me that she had a birthday last week. So I think it's a great present to be here for your birthday.
Okay, so Rebecca's birthday last week and Nicole Millman's birthday
and
today.
Nicole today, yeah. Well, so many of them. And we will.
If anybody else in the audience has got a birthday this week, then let us know. Put it in the put it in the comments, and we'll give you a shout out too.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to see, you're going to put the last video with all the 100 names so that people can see themselves again, but you can always come back to this webpage. On the webpage, the link is top 100beneva.com, Innovators 2022. And the first thing that you see when you go to this webpage is actually the fantastic links to our partners. And each one of them have sent us an article. So it's so we have a little bit about each one of our partners, and we also have the thought leadership article for each one of the partners. And you can read it. They're all really, really interesting. So each one would have their article here at the top. But I guess what you're really looking for is the people, the innovators. So let's just pick one innovator. We saw so many congratulations to Tessa. So let's go into Tessa's page. So if I'm clicking on Tessa, let's see what's happening. So that's Tessa's page, and here you can read why she was nominated. This is actually the best thing that I like about this time that we're doing the innovators, because you can read why they've been nominated. So Tessa was nominated for being part of the Global Compliance Program for Business Travelers. Okay, so you can actually on this page congratulate Tessa. You can write here your message for her. You can send it and it will go directly to her email. So that's one thing that you can do with Tessa. You can also visit her on LinkedIn and write on her LinkedIn page. What Tessa can actually do, if Tessa wants people to know that she was nominated, what she can do is she can actually copy the link here to her webpage. You see at the top the link to her webpage. She can copy that. She can go to LinkedIn. She can start a post and paste the link to her post, and as if by magic, it's going to be here. Right? Let me know that you see it now, what everything I'm showing. Okay, cool. So you just hit post, and then everyone would be able to see your card and come visit you and congratulate you on your page. Okay, do you want to bring me back to the studio?
Okay, let's bring everybody back. So that shows you that we're going to show you the full top 100 again, everybody, so you can actually see the whole thing, and it will go through at a big speed of knots. So, but congratulations from all of us, everybody who's been on this incredible journey with us, this incredible list. So we'll do that. If you, Tally, can put in the comments box the link as well, so people can go to that link.
I will, definitely.
That will be out there. So we've got a lot to share with you, and we're going to have a bit of a discussion afterward. But let's just celebrate once again. We've got this wonderful 100 people on the list. So everybody, watch out. I'm warning you now. This is going to go really, really fast, because we're going to be showing you 100 names in just under 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, I think it is. So let's have a look at who made this wonderful top 100 list for 2022. There we have it, the top 100. Julia, any comments you've got in terms of what you've seen on the top? And I'm loving all the Christmas gear. So Merry Christmas, season's greetings from all of us and at View from the Top. Julia, tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I just wanted to say there's some fantastic names in there. I mean, really fantastic. But I just wanted to pull out Andrea Rappe's from IBM, because one of the things that Andrea has done is not only created really unique and innovative policies, or particularly on things like right to work at IBM, but she's actually also really sponsored and championed immigration changes that have benefited everybody. And I think that's another very powerful thing that a lot of people in those names have actually done. They've used their position to create really good influences, in charitable areas, but also in government policy. And, I think as well, like, for example, as you know, I'm a big advocate of permits, and a lot of the people named today are very much pushing governments for change on, permitting partners to work. So, they have a huge amount of influence. And I just wanted to say, thank you, everyone, for all that really great government work, because collectively that they're really very strong and they really lead the way.
And I think absolutely at this time of year, especially, there's a lot of charities out there that are associated with our industry. I'm thinking maybe Talent Beyond Boundaries, Move for Hunger, some of the various discard and donate programs around the world. And that's innovation too. And I think people have done a lot of really good stuff there. I mean, final words from maybe you, Susan, any sort of thoughts around the list there and other areas of innovation that we're celebrating?
I just want to say that the list is so impressive, and I keep seeing new names of folks who have really just excelled in this space. And I think the list and the opportunity for all of us to excel and innovate together is endless. There's a lot we can all do, and learning from each other in this platform and other platforms is really fantastic, especially in this environment that we're in. So thank you very much, and congratulations to everyone.
Yeah.
And Jordan, your perspective?
Well, in that slide that you showed earlier, Brian, I was inspired because there's innovation happening in all parts of our industry, right? It's not just the tech portion of our industry. Good ideas come from everywhere, as we heard from Julia and her story about Amazon. So I think everyone out there can be an innovator, right? It's about having good ideas and actioning on them. And it's just really inspiring to see so much happening in so many different parts of our industry. Okay.
And Steve, final words from you?
Yeah, I want to do a call back to something that Julia said earlier. Don't be afraid to fail. That'll keep you from moving forward and trying out new things in life. Never stop innovating. Never be afraid to fail.
Yeah. Never fail. Somebody wrote a book once, didn't they? Feel the fear, but do it anyway. But Matthew, from your perspective, what are you seeing there? What are your conclusions you're drawing now?
Yeah, congratulations. Shout out to all the winners. First inaugural list, right? So this is a unique award. How I would sum it up is I would say, to be an innovator, really, you got to have a desire to make a difference in your role, to make a difference for your company. And then most importantly, I hope, make a difference for the industry. I think we can all learn from this group, and certainly encourage the networking and the collaboration to continue, looking ahead. So really excited about this group.
Okay, so we're coming towards the end of our show. We do have an end of year video that we just wanted to share with those of you in the audience. So let me quickly show our end of year video. Many thanks for those kind words. Goodbye to you, the audience. It's been an amazing show. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.
Have the most fabulous time. Take care, everybody. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody, and goodbye, and have a great week. Thank you all so much, and thank you to all our wonderful guests too. Bye.
Bye.
To all our guests, many thanks. See you this time next week. Take care. But we are now out of time, and take care, everybody. Thank the audience for being with us. Thank our guests for a really insightful discussion. All that remains is for me to say thank you to everybody for watching the show. I'm Brian Friedman. This has been Beneva Bye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you, and we'll see you all again. So goodbye to everyone. A big shout out to me.
Just a minute. Before that, just wanted to mention that we're coming back on the 11th of January, and we have a wonderful cast of guests. One of them is actually here. Xavier, I already saw him here, and he's going to be one of our guests into 2023. But on the first show, the guests are going to be you, the audience. So Brian is actually stretching me to the limit. And this time we're going to have an open mic on the first show of January. And the guests are going to be you, the audience. So you can just hop into the studio as we go. So we'll see how that will work.
Cool. Absolutely. So January the 11th, put it in your diary. We are going open mic, and we're going to be talking about all things policy related. It's going to be a blast. Meanwhile, everybody, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, or if you celebrate nothing, or if you celebrate whatever festivals you're celebrating, have a great break. Everybody come back really refreshed, and see everybody the other side in 2023. And thank you so much to all our partners today, to Rocket, to Fragomen, to Airinc, to Weichert, to ECA, to BDO, and of course to Deel, and of course to Benevo. Many thanks to everybody. Take care and have a great holiday season. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.